The Crucible by Arthur Miller depicts a time when Salem, Massachusetts was supposedly under attack by the devil. Young girls in the town accused many people of being witches, and that those citizen spirits were sent onto the girls and bewitched them. Salem went into a mass hysteria and began pointing fingers at whomever they believed were witches, mainly being older, lower-class individuals. A man named Reverend John Hale was called to the town to stop the uproar of witchcraft. Abigail Williams, who was one of the girls originally claiming to be attacked by witches, was only 11 years old at the time. Thomas Danforth was a judge during the Salem Witch Trials, who locked up and hung many people, some believed to be innocent, but most were allegedly not.
Reverend John Hale was born on June 3, 1636, and died on May 15, 1700. His father was a local blacksmith named Robert Hale. When he was a young child, he witnessed an execution of a woman named Margaret Jones, who was an alleged witch. He went to Harvard College and became a teacher and tutor after his graduation. Years later, he was rewarded 200 acres of land after becoming the first parish church in Beverly's pastor. He wrote a book titled A Modest Inquiry into the Nature of Witchcraft, discussing his experiences with witchcraft. He had 6 children and married twice. He was a critical role to the Salem Witch Trials.
Abigail Paris Williams, born in Salem, Massachusetts as Abigail Rogers, was born on July 12, 1680. After her parents were murdered by Native Americans, Abigail moved in with her uncle Reverend Paris and adopted the name Abigail Williams. She was 12 at the time of the trials in 1692, when she and her cousin Betty Paris began having convulsions and hysterical tendencies. Paranoia quickly spread through Salem and even as far as Andover, Massachusetts. Abigail's, Betty's, and multiple other afflicted girls' ergotism-induced paranoia and pretensive accusations led to the imprisonment and death of many accused individuals. Later, after the trials came to a grave end in 1693, Abigail Williams fled Salem and escaped written records of her whereabouts until her death in October of 1697 at the age of approximately 16. Miller's text dramatizes and fictionalizes many characters who played a role in the Salem Witch Trials, and Abigail Williams is no exception. Despite the entertainment value of her affair with John Proctor and her characterization within The Crucible, Miller took the creative liberty to majorly dramatize Abigail as a character.
Thomas Danforth was a politician who was born November 20, 1623, and died November 5, 1699. Thomas Danforth was born in Framlingham, England, and was the son of Nicholas Danforth and Elizabeth Symes. Danforth migrated to Newtown, Cambridge in 1635, and from 1662 to 1678, Danforth served as a commissioner for the United Colonies of New England. Danforth was able to work his way up the political ladder, eventually working his way to be Deputy Governor of Massachusetts. During his time as Deputy Governor, Danforth helped to protect the local Native Americans attending Harvard College and looked after the welfare of those natives. In 1692, Danforth was appointed to be an Associate Justice of the Massachusetts Supreme Court. He held this position until his death on November 5, 1699. In total, from the fall of 1692 to the spring of 1693, 19 people were hung, and one man, Giles Corey, was pressed to death. It is estimated that a total of 200 people were accused of witchcraft. Finally, on January 14, 1697, the General Court held a day of fasting for the tragedy of Salem. In 1711, a bill was passed restoring the names and rights of those accused, as well as £600 restitution to their heirs. However, it was not until 1957, almost 250 years later, that Massachusetts formally apologized for the tragedy of Salem.